It's the scoop with, it's the scoop with Fari at. Go off, go off, go off, go off.
Peace, everyone. I am back. This is third show, whatever you want to call it, today. I done had one at 10, then had one at 12, and here's my second one at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today it's all about Quashanta. Well, this time it's all about Quashanta the Alchemist. I've been sharing her information in my groups and so forth, and kind of getting y'all prepared to meet Q. She is the goddess on deck. Everybody know her as Q, the goddess on deck, and that is definitely what she is. She's been coming full force and direct for a while. Pop of jewelry. I'm telling you, this jewelry out the bomb. And they are nice and heavy. Boom, boom. You see that? Bop, bop, bam, bam, boom, 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 boom. And this one right here, da, da, da. You see it? Oh yeah. Look at that. That's that Kundalini ring. I love it. And it's nice and sturdy. It's hard. And it look. Heavy. You feel me? It's real. So I want y'all to meet Quashanta, and she's going to tell you about who she is, what she does, her journey as the goddess on deck. So she calls herself, and she's gonna tell us why she is the goddess on deck. So welcome to the show, Quashanta.
Peace. Thank you for having me. I love the intro. You are something else. I love it. Thank you for having me. This is an honor, though. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yes, I've been, the last probably, I guess you say 2 weeks since I've been airing my show, I've been making sure I brought on some of the most significant people in my world, and you are one of the most significant people in my world.
Aww,
and I had to make sure that I introduced you, because like I was telling. Oh, thank you. My last show, I was letting people know how much I adore certain people. You know what I mean? And I had to bring certain people on, especially creators like yourself, especially people like yourself who have a story to share with the world, an inspirational story that can inspire others and motivate others to carry on with their journey, wherever their journey might be. Did you hear anything funny going on?
I hear like a tap dancing.
Yeah, click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's my headset or what, but it gotta stop. I don't know. Somebody might try to say it's aliens connecting with us.
I am the alien.
Somebody gonna say, as I hear it, it's like I hear it. So but yes, I had to bring you on though, because you are very, very significant in my world, and we bonded as soon we connected with each other, and then we realized that we are some kind of family, and we was like, oh, that's why we're bonded like this,
Yes.
Right? We was like, okay, this is what's going on. So so my first thing is, who is Quashanta, and what makes you stand out amongst others around you? Tell us.
Okay, well, I'm Quashanta, and most call me Q. Yet, what makes me who I am is that I'm an outgoing person that has no limits, and I knew this for some time, like when I was much younger, that something was different. And I know most people say that something was different about me, and that's how we all can categorize ourselves as the weirdos or the star seeds and things like that, right? However, with my name alone, I'm the very first Quashanta. So that in itself already put me out there to be known, to be the first of many different things. So I'm a mother. I'm a mother of 7 children. I'm married, and I homeschool. I'm a holistic type of person where I don't like to do over the counter, no vaccinations, things like that. But what makes me who I am is that I'm fearless. Okay. Like I might be afraid of spiders. However, I am fearless in the sense of if I need to face some type of adversity, I am going to face it head on. Okay. I'm not the type that run from most trials and tribulations. So, ever since I was a young girl, I always knew that any type of negative that I was experiencing was for someone else's learning benefit, not just my own. So I always
Mm-hmm.
embraced that moment to learn something new. And so not only being a trendsetter is like I'm a trailblazer. At least someone told me that that's what I need to say about myself is that I'm a trailblazer. Because I was like, that's sort of bold. Besides calling yourself God, right? God is on deck. That is the acronym for it. But we are the
Mm-hmm.
gods of our own destiny, and I embrace it. You know, I embrace that. Throughout anything that I've ever experienced, I just basically know that I do my best. It's from the heart. You know, if I do wrong, it's from the heart. If I do right, excuse me about that. Did you
It's
see a
okay. It's
pause?
okay.
Someone called me.
Yeah, I seen it. You kind of went out for a second. It's okay. But you were saying
I can't hear you.
when you do wrong, it's
Someone
from the
called
heart. It's
me.
from the heart.
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. 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 Salute. Salute. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Someone called in on her
Can you
end,
hear me
so
now?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Oh boy. Oh, but we lost a connection because someone called in. So we got to figure
Okay.
out how we gonna get her back on. Let me see. Let me see. Can you hear me?
No,
No?
no, can't hear you.
Come log off and come back.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have her log off. She's gonna come back in. Someone called. She has one of those phones. Obviously, when someone calls, then it interrupts her connection and everything like that. But like I was telling you about her, Quashanta, she's very, very multi-talented. She's another creator, and the purpose of my platform is not only for entertainment purposes, but I also want. I mean, it's not only for educational purposes. It's also for entertainment, and I also want to. I want to allow creators to come on my platform, their work, whatever that work may be, whether they're making jewelry like what she makes, whether they're are clothing designers, whether they write books, whether they're authors, music artists, whatever. I want them to be able to come on my platform and show what they do. You know, and that's what this is all about. You know, it's the scoop with Fari X. So we're gonna get the scoop on whoever, you know, the creator is or the educator. Okay, she's back. She's back.
Sorry about that. My mother called. Can you hear me now?
It's okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah,
I
I was just
apologize
basically
for
telling
that.
everybody, gave them a little rundown right quick, exactly who you are. It's okay. It's okay. So, where did you grow up at?
New Haven, Connecticut. And when
Ah,
I know that's interesting for most people,
mm-hmm.
they're like, where is that? Are there Black people there? And yes, there is Black people there. Um, I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut. However, I stayed there till the age of, I want to say 23, and I moved to Kansas. So it's funny because I when I hear grow up, I think of a physical aspect of it, of growing up, and then I think of spiritually
But yours
growing
is
up.
mentally, right? Mentally,
Yeah,
spiritually, yeah.
right.
Yeah,
And
right, right.
I didn't necessarily grow up in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? I was
Mm-hmm.
just raised there. But I spent 12 years nonprofit with an organization in Kansas City, Kansas, and traveled amongst them. Then moved from Kansas back to Connecticut for a short moment, literally a moment, and then Boston, Michigan, and then now here in Georgia.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had same issue with people. People say, and I'd be like, well, lived, I lived certain places. I was kind of raised certain places, but that doesn't necessarily mean I grew there. Like, as you know, I was raised in Boston and Oakland, you know what I mean? But I grew in Atlanta. You understand what I'm saying? That's where I grew at. My adulthood was in Atlanta. That's where I mentally grew up at.
Absolutely.
Because during that process, and people don't really understand that when I tell people, like, yeah, I'm from Boston, definitely, that's where I'm from, but mentally I did not grow there. I grew elsewhere. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And my elsewhere was in fact in Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I always try to break that down to people. Like, yeah, I lived there. That's where I lived. I went to school there for sure. I went to school in Boston. I went to school in Oakland. I sure did. But home where I was raised mentally, where I developed into the person today was in Atlanta. So that's just kind of how it is. I understand what you mean by that.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
how was your life? How was your life growing up in Kansas? Okay. Because that's where you mentally, yes. How was your life growing up in Kansas as an African diaspora woman?
Okay, so when I was in Kansas City, Kansas, I was with a nonprofit organization that I didn't consider a cult until some years later. And you all may be familiar with it. It's the UNOI, the United Nation of Islam, okay, which is very similar to the Nation of Islam. And there's a bunch of baggage that goes along with that name in itself. Yet, when I think about everything from this point to the past, I actually realized that I was awakened prior to moving to Kansas. It's just, you know how you go through certain things that trigger other changes that need to be made in your shift, in your process, so that you can see things from a different aspect before you move on to this other level here, or up there or down there, wherever you need to go. And so in Kansas, it was more so about discipline, okay, for me, because my upbringing, I didn't have the best mother, and that's sort of common in the Black community, of course, for us, because we're not really loved. We're raised, to take care of everything, do everything for everyone else, but never really have any time for self. And so my mother was always really, really hard on me. So that's why I was anxious to get up and go. Okay. Left a lot of friends behind, family. They didn't know what was going on. I just left, literally vanished. Okay. For almost 12 years before they even saw me again. Okay. And so while I'm in Kansas, though, and anywhere else I've traveled, I realized that I had the ability to discipline myself the entire time. It just had to have a purpose or a meaning behind why I did so. I'm a rebellious one, so I don't just do what somebody tell me to do just because they told me to, just because it's traditional, or just because grandma, which I never had a grandmother, so I'm not used to answering to authority figures in that way. So I had a hard time, I'll say, blending in with the rest of the women there, because even though I was very young in my early 20s, my maturity level and my knowledge and the way that I carried myself was already past 35. Most of my friends and sisters that I got along with, like in my playful self, I can hang with the teeny boppers, but then when it comes to knowledge and wisdom, I'm with the women that's 45, 65, 85, the elders, the ones that was with the messenger and people like that, so just being around different types of women and men during that time helped me discipline my spirit, because I knew in me going into it that I needed that, because I was always told that I was wild. I drank, I smoked. I wasn't more wild than the average teenage girl. However, you get tired of hearing what people's opinion is about you. So I did something drastic to prove to myself that I can make those changes, you know? And they weren't happy with that change either though. So that's when I knew, oh, I can't please anybody, you know? It doesn't matter what I do. So I'm gonna continue living for me, you know, and that's when
Right.
everything started to make a shift.
Right. And you said you was in your early 20s then at that time?
Yes. Yes. I was like 22
Exactly where
when I
you
was
at when this
introduced.
happened, when this occurred?
Say that again.
Where exactly were you at when this occurred?
This was in Connecticut when I was introduced to the nation, but then I moved to Kansas City, Kansas. I want to say like a year and a half later. So I was about 23. And then when I got married for the first time, which I was never the marrying type, I liked my freedom. Okay. I liked being single. I liked doing what I wanted to do. Okay. And with the nation and that type of upbringing as a woman, you have guidelines and morals and conduct codes and all kinds of things where the brothers somewhat put you in your place. And that wasn't easy for me, you know? So I said, the only type of man that would be able to deal with me has to be someone older. So I'm 24 at the time, marrying a 54-year-old, and he couldn't deal with me either.
Mm. How was it? How was that? Being that, how was that age difference? You know, how did that work for you?
It didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't. It
I
really
know.
didn't
I figured.
because because you know we're groomed to believe that girls mature faster than men. And even though he was 54, I still surpassed him in so many other levels that he didn't know how to adapt. That was his downfall. He didn't know how to adapt. And sometimes I think where we go wrong is trying to put people in a box as if they're not supposed to evolve and bloom and blossom from that point. And that's where he was going wrong with me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't put me in a box.
Right,
If
right, right.
anything, he was changing, and then because um brothers were taught to not cater to the sisters. So if it appeared as if he was changing some of his I'll say more serious and spiritual discipline type of ways to cater to my flexibility, my joyfulness, my playfulness, then he was spoken to like more so check me instead of him remaining that way so he could be flexible. So that caused some problems between him and I because he was listening to everyone else. So we were
Yeah.
together for about 5 years and had two beautiful girls.
Wow. Wow, that's a story. That's a story in itself. I know it's like I know it has to be for the younger person a little be with someone older because it's kind of like they have the mentality of being your dad or your mom, you know?
Right.
And then they also want
And
you to
that's
act
another
older.
thing too. That's another thing that's a pet peeve of mine. And I apologize for cutting you off, but that just popped into my mind that I think men need to get it out of their minds that they need to be someone's daddy. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, this is why I became the way that I am. Because, you know, I realized that we don't need that. If you weren't born with two parents in your household, your spirit is strong enough to endure whatever you need to go through without them, without your dad or without your mom. Whatever your situation is, you're meant to go through that for a reason. So I think
Yeah,
we
you're a
get
little
so
we're
caught up.
right, we're a little more stronger than people who are brought up in two household um
Absolutely.
families. Yeah, no, we're a little more stronger because we've actually endured a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it doesn't mean that
Wh-
we need a replacement. Like when we're looking for a husband, it doesn't mean that just because a father figure wasn't there that we need a daddy.
Mhm.
You know, I
Yeah.
think that's really confusing the dynamic between the man and the woman, the black man and woman. They're
And
constantly
then,
trying to replace the father figure.
but at the same time, and then there's the women who are craving for that father figure. So they are
And
looking for that,
that's what I'm
even in
here
a,
for.
yeah, they're looking for that,
Right.
even in a younger man, they're looking for a father figure. Like they just looking for a
Right.
father figure, you know?
Right.
And that's where we're going to get into that self-love in a minute, because people, a lot of our women look for a parent in their partner instead of a
Absolutely.
partner, instead of their spouse. They're looking for them to be their parent,
Absolutely. Yes.
and they're also a lot of women and a lot of black, that gotta be my headset, a lot of black women, because we're talking about us, you know what I mean? I don't care about these white folks, I don't care about the Asians, I'm talking about our community. A lot of women in our community are very needy. They're very needy. They need, and they're, it's like they have no type of, no, what's the word I'm looking for? No self dependence,
Worth or dependence.
no
Yes.
self-worth either. Yeah, nothing. They're just not there, so they
Right.
sit there and they want it from the man that they're with, or the woman. Some of these women are, they go the other way, you know what I mean? But they're looking for that in
Right.
that partner that they have, and it's
Right.
dependency. They don't know how to be independent, and it's like that's because they're lacking. They need that parent in their spouse. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Then there's those households that have both parents in the household, but they're not parents to their children.
Yes. They're friends.
Yeah, yeah. And then that becomes a
Yes.
problem when those children grow and become adults, you know,
Right.
because then they're still
Absolutely.
lacking that parental guidance and that love from their parents. So then they're looking for that in their spouse. And they grew up in
Right.
a household with both parents and they still lacking that parental love and guidance. So, it goes both ways, I should say. But I do, me and you actually bonded when it came to that mother situation.
Yes.
The
Yes.
we bonded. We definitely seen eye to eye with that because, as you know, I didn't even have my mom. Period. You know what I mean? Like she just wasn't there.
Yeah.
She was kind of in and out. You know what I mean? And then when she was out for years. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't
Right.
have that, but I took it differently than some people. Some people, they take it more hard, they're more depressed, they're stressed, they're going through certain things. But me, I kind of brushed it off and kept on with my life. You know what I mean? Because I
That's
knew there
right.
was
That's right.
so much more to
Right.
be, just and soaking over, not really active mother in my life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it was nothing for me to stress over. I just knew I was gonna be better and do better. That's all it was.
That's
When
right.
I had
And
my first
that's the
child,
whole
if I had
purpose
my
of it.
first child, exactly. I just knew I was going to be better and do better, and that was it. And just be the person that I wanted when I was wanted. I just want to make sure I was that mother that I needed when I was a child. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
that's just what it is. So, what I wanted to get into, let me see, because I took some notes down. When did you embark your journey to self love? When did you start?
I would say that it was it was already starting when I went towards like into the
And
nation.
you and
However,
I, yeah,
right, at least that's the purpose of why I went. However, because the nation was designed to have everybody focus on the sole idea itself, like the nation, the building of the nation, the black man, like you got to be his helpmate, you got to be his heaven, you got to, it was always about everyone else but us. We always came
right,
second.
right,
So even though I went into it to better self, which I did, but the overall purpose didn't really happen in its completion. So it happened once I stepped away from it. Really, they gave me the boot because I wasn't gonna listen no more. But so it happened once I was gone. For real, I'm hard headed though.
they gave you the
But
boot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And they thought I would come back, like begging. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I realized what it was for. That's it. I'm good. So what really started to happen was when I was in another relationship shortly after, I say like a year and a half after I was out, I get in a relationship with someone I was with for about 8 years. But during that entire time, I felt like I was battling with myself, even though it seemed like I was battling with the person, you know? And I was more insecure. I was more jealous. I mean, over the smallest little things, because I felt I knew I had abandonment issues, but I didn't know how serious it was until after I was out of the nation. Because when you're in a structured environment where everyone's sort of disciplined, you don't really feel like it's like if you've ever seen the movie Equilibrium, where no one can feel their emotions, like you can't
Mm-hmm.
express how you really feel. Like you get angry, it's like, hold up, what you doing, Sister Quashanta? You balling up your fist, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you couldn't feel anything. So once I stepped away from it, I felt everything. Everything was starting to come to me. Everything, and I was like, why am I feeling this way all of a sudden? Like, why am I allowing you to make me feel like I'm not worthy of the attention, the quality time, the respect, the
Right.
effort to get out and get a job or these type of things. And so after two children and almost 8 years go by, within the last 3.5 to 4 years, that's when my mind started to shift. I started pursuing modeling. Okay, I was about 34. I pursued modeling to help me build up some confidence within myself. And everyone kept saying, why would you need to feel like you don't have enough confidence or like you're gorgeous? And I said, no, the most attractive people have low self-esteem or lack of
Mm-hmm.
confidence in some type of way or another. And
Mm-hmm.
so I did that to like really test myself. Like, can I get out there? Can I pursue modeling? How well can I do? And I actually was doing pretty good when it comes to like the feedback I was getting and everything. I knew I had children, so I wasn't like gonna try to be the next Naomi Campbell. That wasn't my goal. I just needed to go to boost my spirit. Like, okay, what is it that I need to do for me? So I noticed that the more I was pursuing the modeling and feeling myself, like really just keeping my body up, which I normally didn't have a problem with that, but I noticed that he was starting to feel some type of way. Normally he can throw it out there like, oh, you're just insecure, but for some reason it was flipping towards him, like,
Mm-hmm.
no, now you're showing that you're insecure, and you really never wanted me to elevate higher than my insecurities. And
Right.
that's when it hit me, you know and so he said one time out of anger, you really need help. You need professional help. And I said, whoa, oh, okay. Hmm. So it that's when it really dawned on me that this person was afraid to let me go. This person's insecurities were so much more deeper than mine's that they were projecting it onto me, because I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm the one working, holding down the fort. So if anything, I should be more confident. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm worth. I know what I'm working for. I know what my purpose is around the house. I know I have children to take care of. So that's
Mm-hmm.
when I started working my way towards leaving the relationship. So the closer it got to that point, I noticed I started getting this feedback from him, like, you think another man is gonna marry you, or which him and I were never married, but we were together for 8 years. But he said, you think another man is gonna be with you, marry you with 6 children, And I looked at him and I said, yes.
Right.
And I laughed and I laughed at him like, yeah, duh. I know. Okay. I say, you don't see this here? Like at that point, I was like, woo, you got me up. so so he didn't think I was serious. So I want to say about 2 months later, I left. Okay, got a new place and everything. And there's some other things that I could go into, but that would take up a whole nother 2 hours. So, but in a nutshell, it was the modeling and it was this job I had as a marketer. Now,
Oh my
marketing
gosh.
yes, is marketing. Marketing can help boost anyone's confidence to a higher level if taught right. So
We have
once I
so
learned
much
it,
in common.
yes. So
I
I was
know.
like, marketing. And I was like, wait a minute. So they use marketing to push religion? Like politics. Like I started, it started clicking even more. Like, wait a minute. So I said, oh, so that's why I tied it all together, self-love, because I went through this long journey of thinking that it was going to be found in religion, and it wasn't. It was all in here the entire time. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
he, it's like the most beautiful thing that can happen is when you realize it for yourself instead of someone telling you who you are,
Mm-hmm.
when you find it out on your own. That
And
is
that day, and
beautiful.
you just look in the mirror, and then you just see it all over yourself, which is written all over yourself.
Yes,
Like, I love me. I
yes,
finally love me.
yes,
Like,
yes.
it's
I
you
mean,
just wake up
I
one
was in
day and
the
you just
mirror,
see it. Mm-hmm.
in the mirror, just like,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
love you. So once I got to that
Mm-hmm.
point,
Let me tell
I
you.
realized that I had something that I needed to share with my other sisters, because I realized what was lacking in us
Right.
all. And it didn't matter what skin complexion we had. It didn't matter what height. It didn't matter how big your ass is, your tits, nothing, how long your hair. We all have the same lack of confidence or low self-esteem in certain areas. It doesn't matter what they are. Those are just technicalities. And so when I started to really dig deeper, matter of fact, that's when you and I actually met over the phone, over the internet. That's when I lost everything, because I was in marketing. However, I lost my job. So now I'm sleeping in the car. So now this
I
spiritual
remember.
journey, yes. So now it's taken a completely different turn than what I expected. I went from earning 2 grand to 4,500 every 10 days to nothing. Okay. Nothing. Just stressed out, juggling all kinds of different things, paying bills here, paying bills there, doing all kinds of stuff, traveling across the country. And so when the job let me go, I knew it was like what I needed, but it was like the wrong timing. It was just
Mm-hmm.
the wrong time. I was like, wait, I wasn't ready. I was going to do this on my own. But the way it happened, it pushed me into another awakening that was waiting for me. Like, okay, it's time. And so,
Mm-hmm.
long story short, like, it's like I knew this is what was going to make me unstoppable at this point. Like me going through that phase, that hardship with
Right.
my children in the car. And mind you, everyone was turning against me at that point, from my mother, my ex, his mother, my brother, everybody. And I'm like, how
Mm.
can you be elevating to a higher level for the better for yourself and everyone else that's going to benefit from it as well? But they're all turning against you. How does that happen? You know, it's the weirdest thing. And it's
Mm-hmm.
heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It make you feel like
It
you
is.
shouldn't even be here if you're causing that much controversy in everyone else's life. But then that's when you have to fight it and say, no, I'm here for a reason. Obviously, I'm shaking people up for a reason. These are their demons speaking.
Mm-hmm.
My spirit is just too big,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay, you know? And so remember, I shared with you that, I was homeless. Shortly after that, met my husband. We got married 3 weeks later.
I
It
remember.
wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because we're two strong-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? We're two strong-minded individuals, strong-willed, for real. But we're still together. Just had a son.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think back on the things that other people have said, I laugh like how I did when they said it. Like,
I remember when you met him. I remember when you got married, and I was like, "What's Johnson? What you mean you got married?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "It's only been 3 weeks. What are you talking about?" And you was like, I
Exactly.
married him. I did. I married him. I was like, what? I can't believe it. No, you didn't. What's wrong? And then it was just like from there, from there, and then I just was like, oh goodness, this girl that got married, she pulled a Ricky Lake on us. They got married in a couple of weeks. But like you said, y'all remember she got married in 2 days. Her husband married him 2 days later or something like that.
I think so.
And they've been married ever since. I was like, she done pulled a Ricky Lake on us. Like the girl that got married in 3 weeks. Like,
yeah, I'm unpredictable. I do know that.
Y'all been together ever since though, and y'all been happy. You got your child. Y'all done moved back to Atlanta. You know, you was in Macon, right? For a little bit. Yeah, so you
about a
done.
year and a half.
Yeah, so you moved back into Atlanta and you doing your thing and everything like that. You know, one thing, like I said, we have a lot in common. Okay. It's something that you mentioned the modeling and the marketing. So on my little journey I had, and you also mentioned your family not seeing you in 12 years. My family didn't see me in like 16 years. I just didn't go back. It was all about self at that point. I didn't care what people thought. It was all about self, about me growing and developing and taking care of my children the best way I knew how, and to make them a better, you know? So I did 16 years. So I understand what you mean about going away from family, not seeing them for a long time. I did 16. Another thing, I started modeling like at 25 and 24, 20, something like that, 24. And it was for the same reason. It was like I had to figure out who I was, like, you know, and I needed to boost my confidence because I couldn't understand why I had a couple of children and their father was not there like he should have been. Figure out what was going on. Like what did I do wrong? I always was thinking it was me. Like, did I do something wrong? Was it me? But it really wasn't me. You know, when it was all said and done, it come to find out it was them. You know, and they came and told me, you know, I blah 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 blah, whatever. Okay, you know what I mean? But that being a single mother taught me a lot, you know, and it made me stronger. And it made me more aware. It made me, you know, do a lot of inner introspection and retrospection. And it was all of that. You know what I'm saying? It took into place with being a single mom. So it was just like, And eventually I got into telemarketing. And around that same period when I was modeling, I did the telemarketing and I also was selling timeshares. That also boosted my confidence. Right.
Wow.
I was selling timeshares, and it helps you boost your confidence. It gives you makes you just feel like kind of more entitled, like, you know what I mean? And people were coming to me for once, like, you know, they wanted to, you know, cover it. I was closing, I was opening, I was setting the appointments, I was meeting with people. So it gave me so much more confidence, you know? And then I had that mirror experience where I went and I saw myself in the mirror. I was like, ooh, who you? You know? Looked at myself in the mirror like,
where you been?
Yeah, And you know, I was kind of, you know, feeling myself a little bit like, ooh, you know, and then I even posted, I used to have a Black Planet, like what you saying. My face is all on the mirror, you know, kissing myself. Like, I love you. Yeah, I love you. I was so in love with myself. Like, I love you. Because I never had that love for myself before. So I was just in the mirror, kissing myself, you know, doing all that stuff, looking at myself like, ooh, you know, just feeling myself. And yes, it was just like the discovery of self, you know, and I was like, yes, I was like, I am beautiful. I don't care what no one says. I am beautiful. I'm strong. I am smart as me. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna show my children this. My children are gonna love themselves just as much as I love me. You know? And that's kind of how it was. But what we were doing was we were attracting who we were at that moment. And that was like at that moment we had no love. You know, we was lacking that feeling, that emotion. So we was attracting emotionless, selfish people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's kind of what was going on, because you do tend to attract who you are, who you were, or who you desire to be.
Yes. Yes.
You know, our situations, we attracted who we were.
Yes.
You know, we attracted who we were at that moment. So that's why certain relationships did not last, because we kind of outgrew them. You know,
Absolutely.
when you
Absolutely.
outgrow someone, you can't stick around with them. That was like sort of my situation with my first match. I went through the same thing where the person kind of was like, he would tell me he wants to see me do good, but when I started doing good, it was kind of like, what you got going on?
Yes. Yes.
You know what I
And
mean?
that's sad.
And it was a lot I didn't speak about with my, yeah, it is sad. It was a lot I didn't speak about with my family. I didn't tell people certain things I was going through, because I didn't want, my family to judge my situation. You know what I'm saying? Just in case I was going to
Can't.
stay with that person. Huh?
Even though they can't. But I understand.
Exactly. Yes, I just kept it to myself, but things just got, you started seeing like who was really the insecure person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Who was really the
Yes.
person who had issues with self. You know what I mean? Crazy. And then it was like it seems like when you're in a relationship with somebody who is not mentally on the same page as you actually start to see them in a different light as you grow on your journey. You see them differently. Like, dang, like, why you still there? Why you still stuck in that place? You know what I mean? Are you not gonna
Right.
grow? Do you not want nothing for yourself? Do you want to stay like that?
Exactly.
So sometimes you
Exactly.
just gotta let go. You just gotta let go, and you gotta love yourself. Love yourself enough to leave a situation that's not good for you. You know?
Absolutely. And honestly, I learned how to let go so fast. Um, Ever since I let go of that last one, I was like, you know what? I really have no problem now. Like anything, I just be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm
You
done.
can't. You just can't stress yourself over it. You can't stress yourself
That's
over it.
right.
You just
I'm
can't.
not gonna force anything. Anything.
Mm-mm.
I have a whole different type of energy now. You know, from where I
Mm-hmm.
once was when I was afraid that, oh, this person's gonna leave. Oh, I'm not good enough. To now, if they leave, they leave. If they stay, they stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not my position to force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do, you know. But you're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
force me either,
Yeah. I
you
was.
know.
I was. I was told too. You know, oh, you're not. No one's gonna want to marry you or be with you, and you have 7 children. Boy, please. Like,
Exactly.
please, please. You really got me messed up. You must not know. You must
I
not
don't.
know what I mean. You must not know. You just not know. I'm trying to tell you because um I'm just saying I, you must not know about
Next.
me. That's all I'm saying. Like, because you cannot say that I can't. No one's gonna want me or whatever because of my children. You know, um, they'll want me alone just based off who I am. You know what I mean? Who
Absolutely.
I am
Like,
as a person.
there was a brother that shared with me shortly after that last breakup, right? I met him and I only known him for 3 days at the time. And he said to me, he said, you know what, Q? I've only known you for 3 days. And I could tell right now that any person that you're with, if they don't evolve from where they are to a higher level, it's definitely them. It's not you. And
Facts.
that hit me so hard because I did not know this person. Sometimes the wisdom comes from individuals that you just least expect. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they can feel it. It's all in the heart, you know? Because I'm not saying I was ever perfect. However, in my learning, I learned to better myself. So I think sometimes because of our fear of letting go, we also have a fear of letting go of bad and negative things and energy and people, because we get
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. And that type of negativity also becomes addicting. It's no different from being addicted to alcohol, drugs, gambling, because you know that there's a chance that you might not win. There's a chance that you might get into a car accident or something like that. If you get too drunk, hit someone else, or they hit you because you're not paying attention, or it's just a chance that you're taking, and you're fine with it. Every day, you're fine with being addicted to those type of things, or just addicted to attention. Some people are. It just doesn't matter. How they go about to get it. It's just they just feel like they have to have it, so they do anything to get it. So when you know that you're dealing with people like that, you have to keep things short and simple. Give them absolutely no energy. And so I've also learned that with people who were emotionless with me, I know how to turn off my emotions when necessary, when dealing with it. And then they call you cold. But it's not cold, it's indifference. I call it the shit factor.
Right.
It's not cold. I'm not cold. I just smile habitually, indifferent today. That's all. Like whatever you're serving me, I can give it back, but
give it back.
Just like that,
The same way.
They can't take it. They can't take it.
No.
That's where you have to get to. When you love yourself that much, you can't allow yourself to shape and shift to fit a mold that someone else has in mind for you. You have to put your foot down.
Exactly. Absolutely. I'm that same exact way. I'm the same way. People think, I don't know. I'm very, very outspoken. I'm very straightforward. And that's it. And I used to, at one point in time, I didn't mind my words. Now I kind of think before I speak, but when I think and when I speak what's on my mind, I do say it nicely, but people still get offended. But that's on you if you get offended. That's on you, because I didn't cuss at you. I just told you how it is. I'm being straightforward, and now I'm moving on. And I was just talking about what you were saying the other day about people who crave for attention. You know what I mean? And they will crave for that attention. They do any and everything for attention. But I don't allow myself to give people that attention. I don't put my energy on people like that. I just don't.
For what it is, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just see it for what it is, and you go about your business.
Yeah. I go on. I don't have time for it. I have no time for no one's negative vibes, none of that. I don't have no time for that type of frequency in my life. So you just better go talk to someone else, because you're not going to talk to me, period. And I'm not going to hear you. Like, I legit can cut my hearing off.
Tune them completely out. The radio station has changed. I literally something else in my ears.
Yeah, I literally can do that. Literally. Like, especially don't let us be on social media. Don't let it be on social media, because I won't see nothing you said.
You know what I do? I go like this. Okay.
Yep. All right. See you later.
Look, they get all in their feelings too.
Yeah. Especially when you say okay. Especially when you say okay. All right. All right. You know what? Let me tell you. This just today, I noticed I've been cool with for a few years unfriended me on social media. I just realized today, so I didn't know when she unfriended me, but I realized today she unfriended me. And I'm like, the hell? So I sent her a message. I said, why'd you unfriend me on all my pages? She responds back and says, because I bought your book for $20 and it could have been $5.99. I said, well, whose fault was that? Yeah. I said, whose fault was that? That's what this girl said to me. Right? And I said, whose fault was that? That's not my fault. You wanted a signed book that was $20. If you wanted the $5.99 ebook, then you could have just went and got the ebook.
Oh my God.
On all my posts is signed on Google. Yes. On all my pages, it says it's $5.99 on Google, $7.77 on Amazon, or you can get the book for $20, the actual paperback. The other books that are cheaper are ebooks. You chose to get a paperback. She's like, but you knew she says you knew what my situation was. What is that? How? You know what? You chose what? Like you, girl. You know what I said? You know what I said? Okay.
Okay.
You think I was finna stress myself over that?
Hell no. That was
Hell
comical though. I would have cracked up so
no.
bad.
I just don't friend me. We've been cool for so long.
That's
We've been cool for so long, and she unfriended me because she bought my book for $20 and she could have got an ebook for $5.99.
oh my God. That's too funny though. I'm sorry.
Girl, please. I was just like, I just couldn't believe it. I was at a loss of words. I was like, okay, that was
See,
it.
that's attention seeking right there. They want to
That was
feel
it for me.
special.
I don't know,
Wow.
but that was it for me because if you read my post, and I'm sure you see my post, it says $5.99 Google, $7.77 Amazon Kindle, and $20 a print book. You chose
Right.
$20 a print book when you could have got a $5.99 book. Like, come on, like, so stuff like that. You can't put your energy in stuff like that. Okay, girl, I was like, get out of here. Like, I ain't got no time for all that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
too funny. I'm sorry.
girl, whatever her situation was, we all have situations. You chose this, we all got situations going on. Like, I was like, all right, I got to get on to my next show. I just want to know why you unfriended me. I just didn't. Now I know.
Right.
I mean, she legit. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Right. Okay.
Time to go.
Yep. I had to go. Trying to change my clothes. Let me change my scarf and everything. I got another show at 2:00. All right. That's how it was. But yeah, it's just
that's hilarious.
You can't put your hey sis. We got some comments. Okay, let me see real quick. I see in here two beautiful Black intelligent women. Oh, let me see. Success. Touchdown. Oh, that's actually my father. That's my father.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yes, that's my father. Love you, Daddy. All right.
Cousins.
Yes. Yes, Daddy. We me and the girl that we kind of figured out that we were related. Once we figured out all the DNA stuff we was doing. So yeah,
yes.
And I know you can see like the similarities, kind of look like Nana and everything.
When I was a lot smaller, we looked almost alike.
She just had a baby, y'all.
Got a lot of cheeks right now.
It's cute though. It's cute. It's cute. But girl, yeah. So that energy, that negative energy, and those vibrations and stuff, sometimes you just gotta let it go. It's not even sometimes. You always just gotta let it go. Don't put none of your time into it, none of your energy, any of that. Just let it go. Let them be mad all by themselves. Let them be angry by themselves. All day. Peace. No one got time for it. So you know what I mean? And that's just how I am. And that's why I don't deal with much people at all. I just kind of stay by myself.
I'm with you on that.
Oh, yeah, I just kind of, Nettie said, congratulations on your baby. She said, congratulations.
To who, me? Or you?
To you, yes. To you.
Oh, thank you. He turns 9 months on the 16th.
She just had a baby too, a couple of weeks ago. Like, about a month ago or something. Yeah, she just had a baby too.
That's awesome.
Yes, she did. She had a cute little baby. So Team Boys, she wrote. Team Boys.
Yes. Yes. I have a boy.
Boys are amazing. I mean, the girls are great too, but boys are so amazing. They're so easy to take care of. Less maintenance.
Sage, you giving me a hard time.
Sage is only 8 months old. Okay, like leave Sage alone.
He's comical, is what I mean.
Oh.
He has me and his dad all in him for real, because we both are we're passionate. Whatever we want, we're gonna do it. We want it now. We're gonna make it happen. But we're also funny. And Sage is comical. He's something else. He is something else. And he likes the camera. He likes the camera.
He does. Oh
He
my
likes the
goodness.
camera. He's a Leo, so yeah.
So you can kind of see where he's going, at. Like,
Yes, yes,
get him prepared. Get him
yes.
prepared. By the time he's 4, he might be on some commercial or something. Get him prepared.
Yeah, or one of my commercials.
It's about Quashanta's signatures.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Tell them about this ring right here.
That one is called Sun Orbit because the energy of the carnelian, it reminded me of energy flowing and circulating and rotating around the sun. And because even though she's wearing it, it's for her king, who was once a son or still somebody's son. But the point is that it's big, it's bold, and it represents that energy, that, divine masculine energy that needed to go into that piece. However, we have divine masculine energy as well. So as you can see, she's balancing it out with her kundalini ring on the other side.
Right here.
So yes, that's one of my favorites too. Like, I don't know. I'm a fan of my own damn work.
This ring is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You see it?
And
You see the hammered? It's hammered. It's
yes.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
And if I may,
mm-hmm.
that ring, along with all the other pieces that's hammered like that, that's in the new collection, is called the Hammered Soul collection. And what happens when you hammer the wire, okay, it makes it stronger. So sometimes it's just easier to bend and maneuver a little bit when it's rounded, but when you hammer it, it's harder to maneuver. So it made me think about us as humans on this planet when we go through hard times, how we feel like everything's beating us down. I just imagine that it's life hammering down on us, but it's making us stronger. So that's why it's part of that collection, the Hammered Soul. So it's like people are naturally drawn to each piece that has like some type of gravitational pull to them. It's an energy thing here.
And this
energy.
ring, this Sun Orbit ring right here.
Yes.
She actually did for me as soon as I asked for it. It was just a rock. It was just a stone. And she kind of put it together, And I said, it's for his pinky. But you see, it's on my hand.
Yeah. And you told me you would wear it. So, like, I don't know. I like them both. I'm going to wear it.
I do. I like it. But he actually does wear it. He wears it. But I love this ring. I love it. As you see, I gotta put my hands in this camera. Okay, here we go. I buy black. Okay.
I'm doing brass today. Yeah.
You doing brass? This is the other ring from the other sister I told you about right here. This is the other one I told you about.
Yes.
I buy black. It's so pretty, isn't it? I love to support my own, and that's exactly what y'all should be doing. I don't care to go out and spend my money with the Chinaman. I don't care to go out to go spend my money with the Arab that's selling the jewelry. I will look online for a Black-owned business, and I will find one, and I will shop with them. That's what I do. And unless I can't shop with them, and then I'll go elsewhere. But for the fact that I love copper, I go to my own. And I'll spend with them. And guess what? In the return, stuff comes back to me. When you do stuff out of love, it comes back to you. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. So,
may I share something along that line that you just brought in something, the concept of copper and love? I don't know if everyone is aware of this. However, copper was made on Venus, the planet Venus. And if those who are familiar with Venus, it's the planet of love, unity, balance, and relationships, partnerships. So copper naturally has that energy about converting negative into a positive, because it's about balance. It's about bringing unity together. So I thought it was interesting because the copper, when it like starts to tarnish or, you know, oxidize, it gets green. So also the heart chakra, the zodiacs that's ruled by the heart chakra is Taurus and Libra, which are ruled by Venus. So because I'm a Libra, I thought that it all came together as to why I have this ability to make jewelry from the heart. Like it's really all from here. So when I put it together, it's like it's for whoever it's for. Whoever says that I love that, I want it. And it comes from here, so they can feel that. They feel that energy that comes with it. But I just thought it was interesting how copper is melanin.
It is, and it's within us. It's
And the
within
earth.
us.
Us, yes, yes.
Yes,
Oh,
it
and then
is.
another thing, the roses. Now, rose is not one of my favorite flowers. I'm a tiger lily and a lotus type of person. However, or orchids. But the rose is also very high in copper.
Wow,
So
I didn't know
what does
that.
I just found that out. And roses symbolize love. When you fall in love and or a man gives you flowers, he normally gives you roses, symbolizing love. So the high copper content that's in the rose and love, it's just it's always in sync. And sometimes we don't realize that we're like bringing things together, and we just don't know. Like I did not know that. I had no clue.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. And I'm a certified aromatherapist. I deal with herbs,
Wow.
flowers, you know, and I never
Yes.
knew that it was high in copper. But I do know the power of rose itself. You
Yes.
understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? So, and I can see, you know, where they kind of tie together at now that you said that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
So,
interesting. It's all connected.
you know,
Yeah.
wearing copper too boosts one's libido. Did you know that?
Yes.
It boosts one's
Yes.
libido, like it
Yes.
does. So that's another thing that people don't know either. You know, people who have like copper on, baby, put some a little bit of oil on, put your copper on. You know, let that go through your pores. You're
Yes.
gonna be
It's
horny.
made up for it.
So
Right. Yes.
sorry, Daddy, I know you listening, but
Sorry.
but that's what it. Sorry, but that's what it does. It makes you horny. You know, you put on you put on some copper. That's what it does. It boosts your sex drive. You know,
Right.
for people who have low sex drives and so forth, it's good to wear copper. Just like it's good to have rose around you, or rose oil and rose and vanilla and stuff. Those things
Right.
boost your sex drive. You know, for those who don't know, I shouldn't be boosted. I have enough kids. So
Same
anyway,
here.
anyway, uh, but that comes from my daddy though. It's my daddy's fault. I blame it on my daddy.
You hear that? You're
So
being blamed.
it is his fault. It's his fault. Anyway, um, so what made you come about, you know, creating Quashanta's signatures?
Well, it all
That's her
started with
jewelry.
$20.
Just let y'all know. Uh-huh.
It started with $20, and earlier in this interview, I had mentioned that I was homeless, had nothing, so I knew I wanted to get some money up. But my I'll say my mission to design anything, whether if it's fashion or jewelry or interior decorating, that came from childhood. But throughout the years, whether if I was with the nation or just throughout the years, I've been around other people who worked with copper, or even I wrote a post. I think it was yesterday. I wrote a post about how when I danced for like about 2 months, and the first name that I had came up with was Venus, because she's the love goddess. I thought, right? So
You see what my daddy just said?
Well, neither one of us have kids. Those are baby goats.
Right. We have some children. We got stars.
Absolutely.
Go on, continue.
But overall, I've always had a passion to bring out one's confidence. And so I love speaking life into other people. And so through the designs, it was my way of beautifying another sister where she felt good about herself in a natural type of way, just due to the energy that's put into it. And so at first it wasn't Quashanta signatures, but I knew I wanted to brand myself, my name. I wanted it out there. So I switched it from Goddess on Deck Designs to Quashanta signatures, because each piece is a signature piece. They're very difficult to duplicate. You know, I can't duplicate them, you know. Now these, they're not exactly the same, you know, like the coils are different, the hammering, like they're never going to be exactly the same. So like us, we're one of a kind. So I designed this jewelry business with that mission in mind, is to bring out everyone's oneself, like just being confident in being who they are, owning the fact that they are a one of a kind human on the planet. No one else will be like them. So I wanted to match the jewelry to that concept.
That's amazing. And I remember when you started getting the copper. I remember.
Yes.
I remember.
A little while, but I knew what I wanted to do, and
I
it's all
remember.
manifested very well right now, and I'm grateful.
I remember. I actually Cash App, like I was like take the Cash App or something. I remember I sent you something, and he was like, I need to get this jewelry, I need to get this copper or whatever. I'm like, hey, do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Because I felt your passion, you know, and he was like, I gotta do something. I'm not gonna be staying in this car no more. You know, I'm tired of this. And then I remember at one point in time.
Man, my husband works outside of the home, and I'm in the home. So I know what it feels like to work a 9 to 5 or whatever the hours may be that's set. And I understand that there's set pay, you know, that they tell you your worth. And I don't like that. I hate it, you know? So after earning good money and being like fired, basically, I never wanted someone else to have that right over me ever again. And so the reason why my passion is so involved in this is because I want him to be freed up too. You know, I want us to explore different things. I don't want us to just constantly be tied down to someone else's business telling us when he can go, when his vacation is. So I have to put a lot of energy into this to make sure it manifests into something bigger than just a hobby. This is more than a hobby to me. You know, this is a lifestyle, but at the same time,
that's your big
purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I just remember like I was saying before you started talking, I remember when you was like, you're spending your last $45 to go to a convention or something. And you was like, I got to get my jewelry out there. I have to do it. Like, and I think you was trying to get a table. You wanted a table so you can sell your product, your jewelry. You had just, you know, launched your jewelry line. I was like, she's going to do it. She's going to do it, you know, and you did. And you did it.
Thank you.
You did it, and you know, and you have the most beautifulest pieces I've seen.
Thank you.
You said what?
No, it's
You're
like
welcome.
the whole process. I love challenges, so the process of it is like, no matter how bad something gets in the moment, it's like I can still see what it's supposed to be in the future. So I just stay focused. And you know, everybody has their doubtful moments, but at the same time, I kick that to the curb because I'm like, no, I gotta get up. You know, like during the pregnancy, I gained a lot of weight, and I said, okay, well, I said I love myself, so I gotta love myself on the bigger level too. So that means I gotta be even bigger about it. I gotta go big, go harder now. So that's what I've been focusing on. I said, okay, I'm not gonna focus too much on how much weight I lose. I'm just gonna lose it gradually because I can't do too much right now. But I'm gonna put all that energy and that love into the jewelry. And that's what I said I'll do, you know. And the way that things are happening right now is the love and support that I'm receiving for the jewelry right now is like it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
Well, when you make jewelry that's like this, that's so hard you can click, you know, who's not gonna come back to you? Like this this jewelry's so damn hard and it's heavy. I love me some heavy jewelry. You know, what if you might have to pow, just slap somebody beside the head? You know what I mean? Like she got it. For real. I'm serious.
Yes.
I love I
Like,
love her jewelry.
it's amazing because the customers that I have are more so like a lot of repeat customers too. So just the other morning, I think it was yesterday morning, one of my repeat customers, she inboxed me and she said, Q, now you know I've had my eye on some things, so I got $100 and I just want you to surprise me. And I was like, surprise you? Like, this is the first time that's ever happened where they don't even want to pick out anything. They just want me to send them some stuff. So I was like,
Right.
wow, like this is really is starting to move ahead in the direction that I want it to go. It's like it's all about
That's how
the
it should
energy.
be.
I'm big on energy, for real.
That's how, cause let me tell you, today is Saturday, so I think on Wednesday it was. Like ever since Sunday, I've been getting random donations and like just things just coming into me, you know, since Sunday,
Yes.
last Sunday.
Yes.
So I think it was on Wednesday. Our particular repeat customer of mine by the name Kiana, she was, you know, she just put a certain amount, you know, she paid for a package, right? That was nothing
Right.
that she wanted. And she was just like, just give me, you know, something. Like I just, you know, so something, you know, and I'm like, wow, like she and it the amount that it was shocking. I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Let me put her together something.
That's beautiful.
And you know, let me get her something. I'm actually gonna mail out her order on Monday because I just want to put something special together for her. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Because she was just like, I just love it, and she was telling me about how it makes her feel and how certain people compliment her and so forth. I'm like, let me put her something together really good, you know, because she just put this money in my account. Like, hey, like you know, like this is what I
Absolutely.
want. And then it's just
Right.
been happening. So when you do good to people and when you treat your especially your clients and your customers well, they'll keep coming back and they'll just start dropping money in your account. Like, take that and then keep the change.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? This is a tip. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a tip.
Right.
Just
Yep.
recently I just edited someone's book and they gave me $150 tip. I've never got a $150 tip before.
Wow.
Just drop
That's
150 in
beautiful.
my account. Like, here's a tip because you did my book so well. And I was like, whoa, you know, thank you. Never received a $150 tip before. And it started
Wow.
actually from that person. And then after that, I just started
Mm.
getting blessing after blessing after blessing from people, you know. And then the show right here, people was like, I really like your podcast. Boop, boop,
Yes.
put right into my cash. I'm like, oh shoot,
Right.
dang, this is good. Let me keep this podcast up because people really like it. You know
Yes.
what I
The
mean?
intro,
So when you do
outro,
good
all of
and
it. Yes.
thank you, when your intentions are well, you know, you receive an abundance back. You know,
Absolutely.
so and I have very good intentions. You have very good intentions in what you do, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let
Thank
me.
you.
You know what? We've been on for about an hour. Let me show people how to find you. Information right there. That's where you can find her at because I'm
Yes.
pretty sure someone is gonna go get some copper. Someone is
And
gonna go
I
get
do have a
something.
new website too that just have been added to the Instagram account. So the link is right there. I'm proud. I
Tell
did
us
this website myself.
what's the website?
It will be let me see, Quashanta's signatures dot godaddy.com. It's in the link on Instagram. It's a very long link. So, but yeah, you can find
Okay.
it.
And another thing I just noticed on your contact, you have Anchor. What are you doing on Anchor? God is on deck.
Yes, I also have a podcast as well. So that's when I spit my real shit. Okay. Pardon the language. But yeah, it's real shit in real time, like real conversations, real situations, things that I've experienced, or just some things that I think about that I like to just express to other people that are willing to listen and share my perspective on things.
That's good. That's dope. I got an Anchor too, but I don't use it. Maybe you should talk to me about it. I have one too. It's same thing. Scoop of Fari X. I just don't.
On Anchor too, you know.
I just don't use it. I have one though.
Yeah, pretty cool. Because from Anchor you can launch from Anchor.
I don't know nothing about it because I didn't want no one to take my name. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I said I just made an account because I didn't want no one to take my name, so I just made an account on Anchor so no one took my name.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You feel what I'm saying? Cool. So I don't really know how to use it like that, but I'll look into it. It has all the information up there, what I'm supposedly going to be doing on there that I don't do. I don't do nothing on it though. But yes, it was great having you on, cuz. And I hope you.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm pretty sure you would do the same for me. I'm pretty sure you do the same for me.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
Come on my show too now.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to see what you got going on with Goddess on Deck. You know.
All right.
All right. Yes. So it was great having you on. Everyone, make sure y'all check out Quashanta The Alchemist. There you go. There's her IG right there. Goddess of Love _ discovery. Then she has 2 signatures. You know, make sure y'all check her out. You know, and buy black, and she would give back. Simple as that. You know. So keep it up, girl. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yes, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. I don't have a show on Sunday, not to my knowledge. Oh, I do have a show on Sunday. Hold up, I got a show on Sunday. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right. And then I have another show on at 9 p.m. And I have another show on Wednesday. Wow. So yes, I'll be back tomorrow, y'all.
All right then.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
So see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.
No problem. No problem. No problem. So we out.
It's the scoop with, it's the scoop with Fari X. Go